In this lesson, we're going to discuss sampling. Our outcome will be, we're going to define a large variety of words that go with sampling. So I will brace you and let you know that this video is going to be very heavy on definitions, okay? We will apply these new vocabulary words, okay? So the lesson is sampling. Please make sure you title your notes. All right, here we go. You can probably go ahead and pause this for a minute. I'm going to run through the definition of each one, but you do need to make sure that you write down each one of these. So we have 5 here. We have a population. Well, that's the entire group, okay? So our population at Lyndale, that would be everyone at Lyndale. A sample, that's part of a group gets examined. So maybe at Lyndale, if we're doing a survey, we only look at math classes. That would be a sample, okay? Getting just part of the group that gets examined. A census, how many of you have heard of the census? I believe we do a census every 10 years, and that's where your entire family has to fill out all this paperwork about who lives in your family, how much money you make, how many children there are. That's where everyone in the population is examined. So every 10 years, the United States government does a census. They survey everyone in the United States, okay? Unbiased and biased. Unbiased means everyone is represented fairly, okay? There's no picking certain people because they're wearing red shirts. It's just everyone gets represented fairly. And biased, that means that someone is being favored or some group is being favored, okay? And we're going to discuss that in just a minute. So here I have, what would this be? All these people together. Which word is that? That's a population, okay? This is my population. So if I did a sample, maybe I wanted to survey these 3 people right here, okay? And that would be my sample, all right? So I'm just going to survey a small group of those people. Let's see, we also had a census. If I did a census, who would get surveyed in this group? How many people? It would be everyone I would survey. This person, this person, this person, all of them, okay? To make things unbiased and biased. If I wanted an unbiased survey, then I could pick maybe just a small random group, okay, that represents it. If I wanted it to be unbiased, I could survey everybody, okay? If I was going to be biased, though, maybe I only surveyed people with cell phones, okay? So how do you think those people without cell phones feel that they didn't get to share their opinion? Okay, it's biased. We're not including everyone. We're only including the people, 1, that A, have a cell phone, 2, could afford to buy a cell phone. We're not getting a true representation of our survey. Okay, so those are the key words there. A little visual with our people. All right, here's a couple more vocabulary words. You can pause it now and write them down, or you can listen to me and write them down as I go through it. The key thing here is I have an example with each one of them. That's going to be really important, okay? All right, the reason that there are 2 big stop signs. These are bad ways to sample, okay? So if you're doing a survey, you should not survey like this because it is not random. You're not going to get true results or true representation of whatever you're surveying, okay? Convenience sampling. It's bad. Surveys those who are easy to access. Okay, so an example of that would be SGA surveys kids in 1 classroom. That's it. So maybe the SGA president is in your class and the president is pretty lazy. And they say, I'm just going to survey this class right here because you guys are convenient, you're real close, I can ask you right now. That's convenience survey. That's not a very good representation. If they wanted to make it better, they could go to every class or maybe all of the math classes. Okay? Voluntary responses. Only people who want to participate, okay? So callers listening to a radio. I don't know about you, but I mean, not everybody listens to the radio. I know it's kind of hard to believe, but they don't, okay? I would never win anything off the radio because I never turn the radio on, okay? So it's only voluntary responses. People who want to volunteer for that, they're going to be more likely to win. It's a bad way to get a sample, okay? Underrepresented group, so deliberately excluding people. So an example of that would be, if I was going to pick a winner for the class, I don't know, maybe I had $100 to give away, I only put the boys' names in a hat to draw. Girls, how would you feel about that? If I didn't even include your name to win $100? Okay, that's underrepresenting a group. I would only be representing the boys and not the girls. So all of these, please somewhere write, these are bad. Okay, these are not good ways to sample. All right, these are good ways to sample. Okay, these are random. Please make sure that you have that word. That's important. A simple random sample. Okay, so everyone is equally likely to be chosen. So an example of that would be at a basketball game, everyone puts their name on a ticket, and 10 are drawn from a hat at halftime. That's random, okay? It's not huge. They're not doing everybody, so they're not doing a census, but it is a simple random sample. Everybody gets an equally likely chance to put it in, okay, to win. Stratified. Oh, I know another example of this. You guys know when you put your links notes in the big jar, if you get those special links notes and they go in a big jar, and I think TJ goes on LTV and he picks out a person's name, that's another simple random sample. Everyone in that bucket is, I may be lying right there because some people have more links notes in there than others. All right, I lied. Sorry. Scratch that example. Stratified. Moving on. Population divided into groups. Okay? Then a simple sample is taken from each. So stratified, obviously you have some sort of strategy going on there. So an example of that would be a telemarketer selects one name from each page of the phone book. Okay? So they are going by strategy. They're going by pages in a book. Okay? And they're just selecting one name from each page. Okay? That would be stratified. Systematic. Okay? You have some sort of system that you're following. Items selected according to a specific time or item interval. Okay, so systematic. This is a really good example. Please make sure that you write this down. I want to pick 10 kids and I select every third kid on my roster. Okay, so I have some sort of system that I'm going through to pick these 10 children. I'm not just pointing my finger and praying where it lands, that kid's going to do it. I actually have a system. I'm picking every third kid in the roster. Okay? All right. Here is your final task. All right? I don't have any practice problems to go with this. This is what I'm going to be looking for tomorrow. So if you do not have this, you are not getting credit for your homework. You need to make a table somewhere on the back of your notes, on a different piece of paper if you don't have room, and I want it set up like this. I want the bad sampling across the top and the good sampling to be on the bottom. I want the name of that sampling. Okay, so like, let's see, let's go back to good. So simple random sample. Simple random sample would go there. And a picture. I want you to come up with some sort of picture that identifies the definition of a simple random sample. You can use my example if you're not creative, or you can come up with your own example and we can check it in class tomorrow to see if you were correct, okay? So, there are 3 of each. I want the name and a picture below for each. This is a must-have, not a wanna-do, but a must-do. Okay, so please have that. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow.